Hey guys, sorry, I was just reading this amazing book that I just bought. The Meaning of Shit. Lately I've been reading through this book just to understand what this world really is all about, you know? For example, we got some fantastic wise words such as procrastination, I'll shit tomorrow. And then we got one of my personal favorites, masochism, shit on me. Well, that was a good read. But you're not here for the books, you're here for the games. And since day one, some of you have been wanting me to talk about our favorite Bandicoot, Crash. I said Crash!
Crash motherfucking Bandicoot! This guy took the world by storm when the fantastic trilogy for the PS1 appeared in front of our faces from the heaven above. Created by Naughty Dog, being the big hit as he was, Crash quickly became a rival to both Mario and Sonic at this time, and he fought well. I was as crazy in Crash as I was in Mario back when these games came out. I fucking love them. I mean, these games were amazing. You jump and spin and smack and spin and crash and then spin some more. 3 great games and even some spin-off games that were also really fucking good.
But you probably saw the thumbnail for this video. I'm not gonna talk about any of those games. I'm gonna talk about Crash Bandicoot, The Wrath of Cortex. So with most franchises, the 4th installment tends to be the downfall for the series. So yeah, this game was not that well received by critics, but does that mean it's bad? Well, let me tell you what I think. I love this game. Yep, I really do like this game, and yep, you're seeing correctly, this is the GameCube version of this game and not the PS2 version. Because my PS2 is broken. And I got 2 of them. They're both pretty broken.
So this is Crash Bandicoot, The Wrath of Cortex, and this time Naughty Dog did not develop this game, but instead by Traveler's Tales, who are now more known for creating the massive library of LEGO games. Being the first Crash title for the next generation of consoles since the PS1, as well as it being created by another company, people were a little skeptical of how this game would turn out to become. So, is it really that different? Keywords: not really. It has the exact same playstyle as the previous games. You got your traditional levels that you've always been familiar with. You run in a linear path, avoid obstacles, kill enemies, break crates, collect apples, Wampa fruits, and grab the power crystal at the end of the level. So yep, it plays exactly the same. And heck, you get to control Coco freely for the first time. She's not as good as Crash though. So what's the story of this game? Cortex and his gang of bad guys is in a meeting where they are desperately trying to come up with an idea of how to take over the world without having Crash crashing the party.
Get it?
Is it just me, or do the characters' models look really odd and gross? They finally do come up with an idea, otherwise we wouldn't have a game. Apparently Cortex has a secret super weapon that he's been hiding, so they decide to use that.
Get ready to face my wrath, Crash Bandicoot.
Meanwhile, Crash and pals are enjoying a nice vacation at the beach when suddenly, evil. Aku the Mask decides to check up on what the fuck is going on, so he meets up with his brother Uka Uka only to discover that he has freed the so-called elementals. Knowing that Cortex is up to no good again, Crash and pals are off to stop him once again. They go into this funky ass warp room that Coco for some reason kept in their house, and from there they find out that the super weapon Cortex has created is actually a Bandicoot warrior called Crunch. And this is what Crash was originally supposed to become when Cortex still had him in his capture in the first game.
Remember his girlfriend? No?
The warp room's got your standard set of levels as previous games, with 5 levels in each of 5 quote-unquote worlds, each representing an elemental. But what makes this game different from the other 3 games? Like I said, nothing really. Rather, what is it about this game that people don't like? Well, it's probably the fact that this game isn't all that different. I guess people expected new things that would add on top of the gameplay experience, but can you consider that bad? You definitely could, but I don't think that's the case with this game. You can still spin around, slide, double jump, smack your body onto the ground, and use the fruit bazooka that was introduced in the 3rd game. The bonus stages make a return as well, and so do the nitro crates. Ow! And also they still got the human enemies with round-shaped glasses. If I had to mention one thing that makes this game different, it's that this game only has crunch as the first 4 boss battles, instead of having bosses like Tiny Tiger or Dingodile, for example. Instead, they got crunch using the different elements for each boss fight. Another thing that I've heard is that most people don't like that there are quite a lot of vehicle segments in some levels, like flying a plane or riding a minecart. And probably the most frustrating levels of the game, the ball rolling levels. You roll around in this atmosphere throughout these obstacle heavy levels. Shit's frustrating. And here's Tiny Tiger, being a normal ass obstacle. He got demoted. Actually, Dingodile, Trophy, and Engine are also just a bunch of obstacles. This is what happens when you only got one guy doing their work, but hey, I mean, if you're good, then you're good.
I have no idea what I'm doing!
In my opinion, the vehicle levels are quite fun as well, but not as fun as the regular levels. They mostly consist of you... Now what makes the GameCube version different from the PS2 version? Quite a lot actually. The visuals in the PS2 version are way better than the GameCube one. The levels are more detailed and there's one level that is supposed to be dark and you have a dragonfly or whatever that lights up your path. But apparently the GameCube version didn't know what the fuck shadows were, so the level is just like this. But hey, at least you got your little dragonfly pal. But here's the thing that makes the GameCube version way better than the PS2 version. The loading times. Seriously, the loading times on the PS2 version vary from 45 seconds up to a minute, and it will load every little detail. We're talking cutscenes, levels, the cutscenes before the level, and then the warp room right afterwards. I mean, there are just too many loading times. The loading times on GameCube, however, vary from 5 to 10 seconds, and there will only be loading screens between levels, and not cutscenes. That's what makes this version greatly superior.
It's like when you're trying to get the action going, but then suddenly...
The music for this game is pretty sweet as well, but this time it was not created by Josh Mansell, the original Crash composer. Comparing these songs to the old games, the music's got that intense and sometimes calm feeling with a bit of that regular Crash flair, so yeah, they did good. Also, one thing that the GameCube version does is that for some reason you can't properly loop the songs while you're playing. It just sort of stops and then 2 seconds later it starts anew. It's not a huge deal, if any deal at all, it just sounds weird. And sometimes there can be some graphical errors, like Uka Uka's shiny glow has this weird circle around it, but whatever the fuck. Let's talk about the boss fights again. They're not really that much different from the previous games, but there's a catch to some of them. Like the first one, for example, you have to roll around in this ball and touch these rocks, and once you've marked all of them, Crunch loses a hit point. The second one is probably the most Crash-like, as you jump on these platforms trying to avoid these trophy-ass attacks, trying to get near Crunch and then spin his brains out. The third one has you running away from Crunch until you find this mech, which is so conveniently placed. You jump in it and then you use the so conveniently installed water gun it has and use it on Crunch. This one is pretty boring. The fourth one is pretty damn cool. You fly this plane trying to shoot the health out of Genie Crunch, all Star Fox style.
You're becoming a better pilot.
The last boss has Crunch and Cortex in it. Crunch jumps on these buttons, which activates different attacks based on the elementals. You heard Crunch, he gets pissed off and smacks Cortex down to me, so that I can smack his flat ass head.
Let's see, the correct words to use for this game's bosses would be... This shit is pretty good.
One thing that does kinda bother me is that this game is kinda easy. Only a few levels in and I was stacked with lives. I guess that's what happens when you go for all the crates. Oh, speaking of which, just like the older games, to 100% complete this game, you need to collect all the power crystals, break all the crates in each level in order to get all the gems, go the secret paths to get the colored gems, and also get all the time relics. If you want a great challenge, then you should try and complete this game. If you were to play this game like normal, then this game is pretty damn easy as I mentioned, but holy fuck is this game hard when trying to collect everything. Especially the time relics. I spent hours trying to collect the platinum ones. You literally can't make one single mistake. But hey, I did it. I completed it 106%. And I didn't even have to do that. Watch out, completionists, I'm coming for ya. Not really, I suck. Ah shit, I'm dead. No, nope, I'm alive! So after beating Cortex after collecting all the gems, Uka Uka gets angry as usual and... oh, Aku's got a nice looking texture bug on his feathers there. Crunch wakes up for the mind control that Cortex used on him and escapes together with Crash and Coco back to Earth as Cortex's space station is about to explode. And they all live happily ever after. Except for Cortex, of course.
No, wait! I can explain!
And that's Crash Bandicoot. Oh. And that's Crash Bandicoot, The Wrath of Cortex. It doesn't really bring anything special or new to the table, but if you enjoyed the gameplay of the previous games, then you will enjoy this game. Sure, it's rough around the edges, but it's got a soft and cuddly inside.
As someone who completely loves the Crash franchise, this is a game that you shouldn't miss out on. If you ask me, then I say go get it, but not the PS2 version. The loading times in that game makes it annoyingly unplayable. So therefore, get either the GameCube version or the Xbox version. Now, if you excuse me, I'm gonna keep on reading my book. Like and share my shit.
Hello! Thanks for watching this shit. Did you like this shit? Then you should go ahead and give it a shit. I mean, give it a like. And don't forget to comment and subscribe. Wanna keep track of what I'm doing in my shit life in this shit show? Then I highly recommend that you follow me on FaceShit and Shitter, as I'll be posting news, updates, and other random shit. That's Facebook and Twitter. 2016 has started and this year will be great. I mean shit.
Oh, that was a good one. Now, what about the next one? Political correctness. Heavily processed waste matter discharged from the bowels happens.